Hey everybody, it's Twain with Nutrena. I'm here today on behalf of Blain's Farm and Fleet. Today we're going to talk about winter and your chickens. For many of you, this may be your very first winter with chickens, and if you live in the Midwest or the Northeast, you might be very concerned. Well, I'll tell you what, chickens are really tough. They deal with the cold very well. You might be looking outside on a winter day and you think, oh my God, my dog would be really cold out there. Yeah, he probably would be. Chickens, as long as they're kept dry and out of the wind and the rain and the snow, they do really well. A chicken that can withstand 30 below zero dry will freeze to death at 30 above zero if it gets wet. So you need to make sure your birds are kept out of the elements. Now, does that mean you need to heat them? Absolutely not. I didn't heat my chickens a couple of years ago in the polar vortex. It got down to 45 below. Our coop is not even insulated. We did not lose a single chicken. The problem with heating your coop is one of these big fat girls will decide to jump up on that heat lamp and knock it down into your bedding, and you'll get a fire going. People burn their coops down all the time. I really don't want to see you do that. They do fine if you keep them out of the elements. Trust me on this. The one exception might be the little bantams. You may have to do something with those because they do not have the body mass that a standard size hen does. So that being said, you do need to keep water in that coop. Now you may need to run electricity to the coop. Blain sells these really cool heated dog bowls that work great for that. If you don't have electricity, you may need to take water out to them about 3-4 times a day, because if they dehydrate just a little bit, they'll stop laying on you. Speaking of that, your chickens need about 15 hours of light per day to lay. Now, if this is first winter for your hens, they'll probably lay through the winter for you without any artificial lighting. After that, they need that help. You need to put an artificial lighting source on them. Nothing special. It can be LED lighting. The rule of thumb is enough light to read a newspaper by. The other thing is you need to keep them ventilated. And you don't really want to sheet them off with like plastic so it's almost airtight. That may seem the right course. If it gets too still in there, no ventilation, it does promote frostbite. And usually you'll get that on the combs and the wattles. It's usually not life-threatening, but it can stress your girls and they'll stop laying. So you want to have a little bit of ventilation. Just make sure it's not where they're sleeping. You want it up in the corner, up towards the roof of the coop to let some of that moisture out when they breathe. So also, there's a method called the deep litter method. That's where you just keep adding shavings through the winter, and as the feces decomposes or composts, it creates heat. Now, the shavings you use are the pine shavings. Blain sells them. They're the inexpensive ones that you use for horses. So that being said, don't overthink this. Don't worry about them too much. Your chickens are really tough. You don't need to heat them. They're going to do fine. Thank you.